Whenever you hear the nama or the story of that devata, you have this feeling in your body where it is speaking to every cell in your body. It literally makes you fall in love with that either mantra, shloka or the practice of them. Shiro me raghavav patu bhalan dasharathatmajah kausalyeyo drishau patu vishwamitra priya shrutihi.
I'm reading a book about Neem Karoli Baba. He's so simple. He believed not in showing off his miracles. He was always in the act of seva and surrendering it to the divine, and he never even used to take credits for all the siddhis that he had.
Patanjali is the so-called the father of yoga that we know today. Until then, yoga was a part of lifestyle. It was not a separate stream of practice or stream of thought or philosophy.
Why shouldn't women go to temple apart from the impurities, apart from the energies being very subtle, very sensitive?
It's the energy part. When you consider karma as the outcome, based on the outcome of it, we consider it as good and bad. In fact, the word for whatever as a result of our own action, whatever comes to us, it's called adrishta.
Buddha said, peace comes from within, don't search for it outside. The minute we hear a popular saying by a figure like Buddha, we always wonder, okay, how do we understand this? How do we execute this? And what are the windows through which we can access this, right? So there enters spirituality, there enters your books, or there enters podcast. Of course, today's podcast, if you are a seeker trying to explore the spiritual modalities, what sadhana means, or how to find your Ishta Devata, understanding yoga as a bridge to spirituality, shlokas, mantras, Beej Mantras, the difference between it, what is dharma. This podcast is definitely going to hold you back, hooked into the world of spirituality through the lens of yoga and our ancient text. Of course, it's an honor to welcome Vijayallakshmi Nirvana again on Just Curious India, who's a yoga therapist with 11 years of experience in holistic healing, spirituality, somebody who's studied in the Gurukula system. That is something which kind of makes me wonder how, and especially in this modern life, right? And of course, you've also done your master's in yoga therapy from Manipal University with so much that you've done and so much more to go. Firstly, welcome Vijayallakshmi. How are you? And very curious and very happy to invite you again on Just Curious India.
Thank you so much, Rashmi ji. Actually, we are very grateful for this opportunity. So thank you for inviting and having us here. If at all it's okay, I would like to start with the prayer.
Surely.
That always helps me.
Sure.
Okay. Om Sadashiva-samarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti-rupena samsthita Namastasyai Namo Namaha.
Wow.
Thank you.
My obvious question will be, why did you choose this particular shloka, and what does it mean, and what does it do to the room here?
First of all, it is a personal practice that I always do. I start, because this is all about knowledge, we have to acknowledge where it has come from. So the Guru Parampara, we want to remember in gratitude our entire Guru Parampara, which started from, as per the shloka, it started from Sadashiva, and then it was reinvented, or it was, re-established by Bhagavan Shankaracharya, and then from him to us through the entire Guru Parampara. So Asmadacharya Paryantam, in the sense, until my own Guru, my own Acharya, whoever has taught me, all those people, we want to remember them and have a sense of gratitude that always keeps us humble as seekers in the path of spirituality knowledge. So that is one. And then second one is my go-to calming mantra. It's not just whenever I am nervous. Again, my Ishta Devata, she's always been there with me. She's the one who is guiding me. I want to remember her. Whenever I do that, I kind of relatively I feel calmer. So before starting anything, that is very important, that can make a big change in my life, or anything such, or even in the programs out in the public. In all these cases, I make sure to remember these two energies, these two powers who have kept us in this path, who has given all the resources for us to walk this path as profession as well as personally also. So we remember them, and I feel like because it is shloka, it's an invocation. We invoke their energies. I think that itself should speak for the energy of this room. So
I think there were two shlokas here, right?
Yes.
One is a Guru shloka, and the other one is a Devi.
Ya Devi
Devi
Sarvabhuteshu.
Sarvabhuteshu.
Yeah. Shakti Rupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. This is a shloka from Tantrokta Devi Suktam, or we also call it Devya Parajita Stotram. It is from the Durga Saptashati. There are plenty of such. This one was given to me by our family Pandita or priest, for the lack of better word. So I have been doing that since my childhood. So it's become a practice now.
Now comes the obvious question. Today's world, I think there are, they say Mukkoti Devatas.
Yeah.
So firstly, how should one find their Ishta Devata? Because I'm sure as a kid, of course, there was some conditioning coming in from the parents, from the community that we belong and all of that.
Yes.
Then later comes one intervention when you want something, probably this God kind of gives you all the pulse that you want.
Yeah.
So this is how the plethora of the gods and the belief system opens through the journey of life. So the primary question is, how should one connect or find their Ishta Devata?
I know we have been asked this. Even today, if we do any mantra related videos, this is one of the most common questions. Personally, I want to say is, in most of the cases, the Devata themselves will find us.
How?
So, in the sense, you will have a natural inclination towards one particular Devata. Like you have this attraction of their concepts, their principles, their shlokas, stotras, stories. You have this natural interest. And whenever you hear the nama or the story of that Devata, you have this feeling in your body where it is as though it is speaking to every cell in your body. It literally makes you fall in love with that either mantra, shloka, or the practice of them. And all of this happens naturally. So in most of the cases that happens, and that's what I mean by the Devata themselves will find you. But if that has not happened yet, it will happen to everybody who is looking for answers in their life.
Only if they're looking for? If they're not looking for, they will not feel the connect?
It's not about actively looking for. Those who have questions about why is this with me? How is there anything that can help me? So passively also, people who are struggling but looking for a way out from their present condition. Most of the time that happens to them. If it is not at the moment, they might have been looking for this in earlier life also. That's what our scriptures say. This is a continuous journey. Spirituality is a continuous journey. So for some, from childhood, they have this favorite deity. I would like to think that because it is, they have had this lookout. They have been on this lookout from their previous birth. So right now they are in a place where that lookout, that search has been matured. So the Devata will bless. But if that's not has happened yet, then our strong recommendation, this is what we recommend even in our Nitya Prarthana courses, where we say you start with Ganapati. Because he is not just Vighna Harta on the outside. Our understanding of Ganapati is before we start anything, we want to remember him, we want to invoke his energy so that the entire work goes on without any difficulties for invoking auspiciousness. But it's not, his blessings don't work just on the outside, like external obstacles, not just that. Mentally, if there is any obstacle, like for example, I want to know my Ishta Devata, but I'm not able to. Don't know what is the reason. None of us know. Most of us will not have a clue. We will be in that confusion, that's all. So whenever there is confusion, Bhagavan Ganesha is always there to the rescue. So what we teach is start with Ganapati mantra upasana. What we give the practice of, because this was a mantra that when I was studying in Gurukulam, this is the first mantra that came to my life. They start Gurukula education by giving the upadesham of this mantra, and we have to do the anushtanam of this. Ganapati Beej Mantra, Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. But this is what we give the practice of in our. So it's not like because it includes Beej Mantra. Our recommendation is don't just pick up and do it by yourself. If you have not received it from a practitioner, it need not be a full-fledged receiving. Just the practice, just few words that go practice this. That is also a sort of upadesham. So if you have not received that, as simple as Om Ganapataye Namaha, doing the japa of this or chanting the stotram of Bhagavan Ganesha, such as Sankashtanashana Ganesha Stotram.
Or you can Google for any Ganesha Stotra.
Yes, as long as the scripture or the lyrics is authentic, they can do that. But we usually do not recommend Googling, because it is not, it's just, you just have the lyrics. You don't have anything else. So if at all there is no other option, then yes, you can do that. Pick one mantra, stotra, not mantra. If at all it is mantra, Om Ganapataye Namaha, do the japa of it regularly with bhava.
Times?
108 times to begin with. It's a very short mantra.
Why is it the number always
108
associated with divinity and the unknown, like 108?
Yeah, see, it is usually the number. It I'm sure it has multiple aspects to it, why we choose particular mantra and all. But this 108, as simple as there are multiple energies, multiple aspects in this creation that can interfere in our path. They are all energies. We call them, for example, Navagrahas. For the modern science, modern science, they are just planets. But for us, Sanatana Dharma talks about them in terms of energies that can influence our mind. So similarly, we have Pancha Bhutas, that are 5 great elements. They are also energies. They are not limited to physical manifestation like air, fire and all. They are particular energies. So these are few examples of entities or energies that have the capacity to influence our mind. That means come in the way of our practice. So it's like, as you do the japa practice, it's not just about connecting the devata, it's also about centering yourself through that practice.
Focus.
Yeah, focusing, centering, so that eventually you can surrender yourself. When that surrender happens is when we can actually connect with the deity. Otherwise, if the sense of I-ness, I am in trouble, I am in difficulty, I am not able to focus, this I am, as long as it is stronger, it's a strong sense, surrendering, connecting with the devata becomes very difficult. So it's like pacifying, it's like offering gratitude for these energies, for saying thank you, you are here in my life, supporting me and not becoming a hindrance. So indirectly, you are also pacifying any trouble that might come your way because of these energies. So,
and also 108, are they 108 Upanishads?
But majorly 10, yes, 108 Upanishads, but I don't know if that has any connection. It's just a number. Number-wise, it might be a connection. Otherwise, I don't see any connection. Why 108? I know, in the internet today, whatever there is 108, they will connect it to this. But logically, if you think, what is the point? Like, what is the connection? 108 Upanishads and this number. If at all there is, 108 is a very auspicious number, considering we have so many energies which are all auspicious, which are all the very source of our life, very support of our life, and they can, based on our own karma, they can come in the way also, being the force, they can also come in the way of us achieving something. So in a way to neutral, it's not literally neutral, yeah, kind of pacifying. So it's like you are offering gratitude to all of them without doing it.
Got it.
You don't have to pick and choose and tell this is for you, this is for you. Every time you repeat that mantra, you're like, let this God, the energy of this mantra, help me calm that energy or this energy, like that. So it's subconsciously it will work that way. This is how I understand it.
So now there are too many windows that has opened for me, which I'm going to explore one at a time.
Yeah.
So firstly, you spoke about 9 planets having energy and 5 elements that having energy, and you spoke about how manifestation happens only through certain energies. So apart from this, there is also your gods, the angels, all of their energy. So metaphorically, if I have to understand this, dissect this, on earth, we are all walking, talking energies with body. So there is another energy world without the body that operates just like us. Is that what it is?
Yes.
All right.
We call them, see, there are, like we say 3 Shantis. Why 3 Shantis? Adhi Daivika, Adhi Bhautika, Adhyatmika. Like there are 3 different planes. Shanti is requesting for peace, or praying for peace and calm. And not just in this physical world. This physical world is where everything has manifested. So Adhi Bhautika, especially our fellow beings. Bhuta means fellow beings.
Fellow beings as in?
Like me and you are my fellow, or my husband, my in-laws, even the animals.
is in a human...
not just human.
Body form.
Body form. So those are all manifested beings. We can, I mean, all of them can be a source of trouble for us. So we want calm, and we want to invoke a sense of calm and peace so that those can be nullified. And then you have Adhi Daivika. Daivika is where you have these Deva element. There are energy entities, and there are different levels. We start with Pancha Mahabhuta, which can bring us trouble, of course, because of our own doing, like, hurricane, or excess Ativrishti, Anavrishti, these are the things. Floods, yes.
Storm.
Yeah.
Anything,
yes, we are
earthquake, anything that's happening from nature.
Yes, from the Pancha Mahabhutas. So that, and we have Navagrahas, which can influence us, influence our mind. It's not that they pick and choose based on our own karma. They are just the medium, instrument through which the phala of our own action comes to us.
So there's one question which comes always to probably a skeptic's mind here.
Yeah.
We all talk about karma. We all talk about we attract what we have sowed.
Yeah.
So what's the software or like tool which is basically keeping a track of all of this? Has always been a skeptic's question. Like, have you got these kind of questions? Like they say, right, it's your karam, it's your karma, it's your own doings that is suffering today. So who keeps a count? Like,
I don't think there is one being that keeps the count of it. It's a system. It's a cycle that takes nature. That is what nature is about. The laws of nature. Karma is one of the law of nature. So I don't think there should be it is so efficient in itself that it happens on its own. It takes care of itself. Like
they say it's your own conscience, right? Your conscience knows all the good doings, bad doings. Correct? Is that what you're saying?
Do you think, are you saying we attract the results of our own action because of the conscience? Our conscience already knows. That's what you're saying.
As in, my doubt is, let's say it's my conscience. Today I am Rashmi. Okay, let's give in to the concept of multiple births and all of that. Whatever I've done, I am an accumulation of all of that. And my conscience it's a library. It has a record of all of it. So basis that, it is controlling me and how I behave. Through me, it is probably making me receive good or bad. Is that the understanding? Is my doubt and my question.
The samskaras is what you're saying, right? Conscience. In that sense, whatever we have done already, those are called samskaras. Samskaras are it's 2 ways. Like our samskar, those impressions we call them. Impressions arise because of certain action. And then in result, we do certain action because of previous impression. It's 2 way. It's not even 2 way. It's a cycle. That's why karma is a cycle, we say, right? So there is no starting point or ending point. Like precisely, there is no starting or ending point to it. They are very much interrelated. So, and like I said, it's a natural law which executes itself. The understanding is, we do any action. There is no concept of good and bad karma. by itself. Like when you consider karma as the outcome, based on the outcome of it, we consider it as good and bad. In fact, the word for whatever as a result of our own action, whatever comes to us, it's called adrishta. Adrishta means na drishtam. Nobody has seen what it is. That is also karma. Not just whatever, to begin with, whatever actions that we do voluntarily, except for breathing, digestion, except for these basic actions that happen, everything else is actually in our voluntary control. Every thought, but we are not exercising that control. That's the problem. So as per our Shastras, we have a willpower using which we can literally control everything and anything that is coming from inside. Thoughts, actions, words, whatever it is. We have that willpower to choose whether to think.
Is that the buddhi?
Willpower. Yeah. Buddhi is what helps you decide. Decide what is right, what is wrong to begin with. And based on, once you decide, you have to do what is right, right? So that power, which will always, that is willpower. Like not what is convenient for me. I will always choose what is right. When you do that, that's you exercising your willpower. So this, we are all born with this willpower. And this willpower can be so strong that every action, not just external, every thought of ours, we can choose. It's very hard. It's very difficult to even fathom the possibility of that. But Sanatana Dharma says the willpower, and like willpower is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. So we are all born with that willpower, and we have the, that means what? We have the freedom, the option to choose whether to do something or not.
So how do I strengthen my willpower?
The more we exercise it, like to begin with is our daily Anushtanam. That's what Ahimsa, Satya, these are Yama Niyamas that they give. The rules and regulations are there in our life, like don't hurt others and all. So these
basics,
living,
like stay honest,
yes,
don't steal, don't live, let live.
Yes.
So these are all the morals that one should live by.
Yeah. So that gives you those so-called rules and regulations is to, I mean, otherwise it's very easy to give in to our emotion and do, that's what we're doing, most of us. Do just whatever is the response of our emotion. We just end up doing that. But this Ahimsa, Satya, for example, these rules, so-called rules and regulations, are actually the tools to exercise that willpower. And the more we exercise that willpower, the stronger it becomes, and it helps us to choose our action accordingly.
So can you please give us the whole list of the Yama and Niyama, because in today's fast-paced, modern, ambitious, hustling world, I mean, and thanks to all the TV series that we see, the kind of stories I hear is very shocking. Husband is murdering the wife. I don't know what's happening to a part of the modern world, and what are the influences. That's a very debatable topic, but still help us, remind us the basics, so that, it's a gentle reminder for people to always keep these alive by practicing it and strengthening their willpower.
Yeah. This is actually, I mean, there are different, ideally this concept of the Yama Niyama that we discussed, it comes from Ashtanga Yoga, which is the traditional school of yoga, like original school of yoga, thought of, like through Ashtanga Yoga, the yoga as a separate philosophy was presented by Bhagavan Patanjali. Patanjali is the so-called the father of yoga that we know today. Until then, yoga was a part of lifestyle. It was not a separate stream of practice or stream of thought or philosophy. So Patanjali was the one who presented yoga, like he composed what was already there. He brought all of that together, composed a text called Patanjala Yoga Darshanam, or Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, we say. There he discusses yoga in detail, principle-wise, practice-wise and everything. And one of the practices that he gives for yoga is Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs of yoga. There, the first 2 limbs, today we know yoga as asana, maximum pranayama and meditation. That also we have a lot of confusion. But even before asana starts, Bhagavan Patanjali gives the primary 2 steps or limbs of regular life, not just yoga, is as Yama and Niyama. So yamas are codes of conduct towards the world outside. 5 codes of conducts.
They are?
Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, aparigraha.
Ahimsa, Satya,
Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. Means these are rules and regulations where something outside is involved. We can practice them towards ourselves also.
So
but
firstly, what do they mean? Like Ahimsa, I understand.
Satya is truthfulness.
Truthfulness, staying honest.
Asteya is not stealing. And we think by stealing, we think it is materialistic. It need not be. In today's world, we can steal someone's time. We can steal someone's idea and take credit for it.
Opportunity you can.
Yes, and then
steal.
Don't even acknowledge that it is because of them. Those are all types of stealing that we do. It need not be something materialistic like an object or so. So stealing is something that's not ours. Taking it without acknowledging or permission. Very superficial way of understanding. We can discuss it for hours. Asteya and Brahmacharya. There are two aspects to it. Two important. Both they are actually one, but for our understanding, we look at it as two. Anything we limit Brahmacharya to sexual, like celibacy, means no sexual activities.
Renouncing everything and going and staying in the forest.
Yeah.
And, becoming a sannyasi.
Or not having a partner. Or we think that is also an important aspect of Brahmacharya. So anything that is, one is sexual and then sensual control, because we have 5 sense organs. Like we have eyes through which we watch those serials which are of no use to us. In the name of entertainment we do. It's not even entertainment. Okay, so it's a poison to our mind. There are some that are very educational, very good ones, especially the ones from which talk, like for example Ramayana that we saw, Mahabharata that we see. They are very educational.
Or any good documentaries. Anything that's adding value to our life. Even podcasts.
Yeah.
It could be interesting personalities' life.
Yes. So
successful personalities' life.
Yeah, those can be, yes, but otherwise like we just want whatever we want to watch. And there is no control over how much we watch. Binge watching is a concept now. Is a lifestyle, not just concept. So that, or listening, we don't filter what we want to listen. We just listen what we love to listen. Like what is good, there is no filter. Anything.
It's like junking again.
Yeah.
You're supposed to eat healthy, but you are getting addicted to what your tongue is
asking for. Loves. It doesn't matter whether good or bad for your health, not just physical health, mental health. So this is what and food we discussed, that is your tongue. These things our sense organs come in contact with their respective objects for pleasure's sake, irrespective of whether it is good for me or not. We tend to indulge in these pleasures.
So the sensual, we understood through the
5 sense organs.
Sensory organs.
So we want to withdrawal from that. Brahmacharya is basically not to indulge. Not even to indulge itself is too much. Not to indulge. If there is a requirement, I will do it. But what if it is absent? Like I want to do something, but if it's not there, what happens to my mind? It becomes restless. That it should not become restless. If it is there,
so no distractions. Still, your mind should be able to be still, and
you should be able to hold your ground, irrespective of whether you are getting what you want or not. It's very super. To begin with, that's what we say. How to practice Brahmacharya? To begin with, practice moderation. Start by moderation.
Moderation as in?
For example, we watch things in the TV or online platforms and all. If you're somebody who is addicted, then reduce it. Because it's very hard. The moment we say no to our mind, all it can make you think of is what you have said no to. So start by reducing, and then eventually, if it's not good, you make sure you replace it with something that is good. Getting rid of something is very difficult. So instead of that, you simply replace.
Reduce, replace.
And then that should help you with further steps. That itself will help you with further steps. So to begin with, this is Brahmacharya is that also. And then Brahmacharati, that means studying scriptures. Once you withdraw your senses from these subjects, you have to give something to your mind.
To the mind.
To hold on to engage itself in.
Otherwise,
it'll run right back. Yes. It'll run right back to where you don't want it to go. So Brahmacharya ultimately is that. You withdraw from all these And then give your mind a centering object. That can be your scriptures, that can be your Ishta, it can be anything.
Can even be surrendering to God and
Yes, practices for that.
being in a japa or anything.
Yeah, different levels of Brahmacharya. We start from what is practical. So we withdraw and then we give it an object where we can focus on.
So who chooses this? Like, of course, Brahmacharya, is it for male,
It's
female,
for
everybody?
everyone. Like what we discussed, based on that, it is for everyone.
So it's that level, first level, the entry level is for everybody.
Everybody.
So how to understand this sexually?
Sexually is again, like from what culturally also we can discuss this. Otherwise also scientifically, I don't know the real like research. I cannot give the references, but I have studied it somewhere that multiple partners can cause like immunity. Like for example, if a woman has, I am a woman, so I'm giving an example. So if a woman has multiple partners, it is very bad for her own immunity because of the science that is involved.
Science being?
Like they say, when there is sexual intercourse, the sperms that enter the body, I'm talking about physiological. Our body has, like woman's body, especially in our uterus, there is a system where it fights off anything that's external. But once the sperm enters, now first time it happens, it remembers now. Who is this? That's how immunity works in our body. So it remembers. So every individual has their own genes. It's even though we call it a sperm, individual person means individual cells, different types of cells. So now that body recognizes this, and then next time if it's the same, then the immune response is actually lesser because it recognizes what it is. But if every time there is new, then it is like in the long run it is not. That's what we call like multiple partners mean sexually transmitting diseases we talk about.
Even with protection this applies?
I don't know how to answer that, but that is one physiologically. Second wise, like what you mentioned, energy exchange, like
Emotional.
This is it's not even emotional. Before that, like it's really a karmic exchange. Like we come in contact with the person, so intimate contact with the person, our karmas are bound to each other. So from then onwards it starts, and if it keeps on changing, there is an energy the disturbance in the energy happens, and that itself will not let your mind stay centered in anything. For example, like it's not same as like you do something today and then tomorrow there is no consistency in something. That means your mind is getting distracted a lot because your energy is scattered to a great extent. Same thing applies to every aspect in life.
So let's say today, I mean, very practically diving into the world of situationship, relationship, Tinders, and too many things happening to today's world. If somebody is having multiple partners, what does it mean? Is it a karmic payback that they are giving, or having multiple partners in this life, does it mean that it is going to affect the next life?
I feel like we don't even have to think about next life. It's about what is happening right now. The mind, it's very hard for the mind to settle into one thing. It's not just about partner. Even if anything else that we do, too many things we are into, that like I said, the energy gets so much scattered that it is hard for us to achieve anything that's like we think we are achieving. Like if it's money and some status in society, that's what is achievement. But what about the mind? Is it resting? Is it centering in one thing that is good for yourself? Are you able to do that? So that is where all of this begins to make sense. That's why all these regulations are there, because to help our mind to be centered. Otherwise, the life becomes a chaos. We don't even have to go to an extent of sexual partners. Like personally also, it is very difficult for the mind to center. And that is why we have all these yamas and niyamas. Like ahimsa, asteya, all these things are to help you reduce the number of distractions
to your mind.
Yes, and we are not even talking about samadhi. We are practicing yoga for the sake of samadhi. For as simple as being calm in a time of difficulty, to be able to take a step back, that is also a practice. It doesn't come naturally. You have to practice it.
Instead of reacting, you have to respond.
Yes, respond. Because whenever you react, you end up making wrong choices for yourself. But if you can respond, if you can take a moment and make a wise decision, a lot of your energy gets saved from there also, within that also. So it's not just, we don't have to limit to multiple sexual partners. Everything. That's why, food is also cook in your own home. We think they are all different aspects. They are not. Maybe in terms of depth, they can be different. Like their social clauses and all come. It seems like it is a societal pressure and all. It's actually not. If you sit calmly and think about it, all these things, don't eat outside, or about what we just discussed. All these are a way where our energy is actually leaking, is scattered. And because
You're eating outside.
Yes, because like digestive system, we can discuss about this a lot. Like when your digestive system is going through a hard time to digest something too spicy or too heavy to digest, or it's taking all of its time to figure out whether it is good or not, because you don't know what is there in the outside food. Occasionally is fine, like if that itself has become a life. Then all these things are where the energy is leaking, and then we end up wondering, why am I not able to achieve as simple as sleeping early, wake up early, or do the practice every day. Like these are small little things that we should be able to do, but we are not able to do it. Or why am I not making choices with respect to my health and well-being? Why am I giving into the same old broken patterns? We think these are all different things. It's not. This is where, that's why it literally, the yamas and niyamas gives us a, we say in Kannada, chaukattu, and it gives us a boundary. It's not even sitting inside a box. It's not. If you think about it, the more you go outside the box, the difficult the life gets, the more chaotic the life becomes, the more eventually you will end up feeling, I don't have control over my own life. You end up feeling exhausted. So if we can start from these, then it's not that because of that no troubles will come your way, but you will be efficient enough to handle them, to face them, to handle them, and handle them in such a way that it's in your favor.
Crazy.
Like that. So we have these yamas and niyamas. I want to talk about the aparigraha also.
Yes, because also before I get into aparigraha, so in Asteya, after Asteya, Brahmacharya came. In that there is sexual and sensual. So any tips on this for men and women to practice in this modern world to maintain Brahmacharya?
I feel like, see, the indulgence, the binge, anywhere you think it is a binge, stop that. We have this weekend culture now. It's not even control. You start with reducing it and then replace it. Give your mind something. It's physiological again. We call this neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, in the sense, it's your brain's ability to change itself. We used to think, there was a point when science thought after we become adults, it's hard to change. Like physiologically, it's not possible to change.
After 18?
Yeah. But now they know it. It's not like structurally, anatomically, yes, if we lose the neurons, then yes, the regeneration is very difficult. But physiologically, functionally speaking, we can make or break habits. So yoga in terms of neuroplasticity is all about not saying I don't want to do this, doing something, there is a connection, neuronal connection. It's a pattern. So whenever you don't even have to think about it. It happens on its own, like the choices that we make.
Autopilot.
Yeah, it's in autopilot mode. Because there is a strong connection, the program gets executed every time. But what yoga says is, if the moment you think, I should not do that, you are still strengthening the same neuronal pathway, because it's the same thing you're talking about. I should not, for example, I should not drink this, I should not drink this. The drinking that itself, that same neuronal pathway is being reaffirmed there. You are strengthening the same. So instead of thinking I should not do that, think about what you should do and start doing that. then this, because you're not engaging in this activity, physiologically the neuronal connection will weaken. That's what neuroplasticity all about, and yoga talks about that. Instead of focusing on what you should not do, simply shift your energy from there to what you should do, and you start doing it. Then because you're not indulging here, this will naturally weaken. You don't even have to make an effort to reduce this.
Any time frame that the path of formation?
Yes, I know the science says 21 days, but from Sanatana Dharma, the point of view, it is 48 days minimum. So we call it mandala, one full mandala.
So what's the difference between science saying 21 days and the Sanatan saying 48 days?
I like different in terms of...
Like, why these two theories?
I really don't know. I think they might have done some experiment where they started seeing changes within 21 days. But it's not about seeing changes. It's about establishing yourself in that change.
That's what mandala helps.
I think
with.
so, yeah.
So what is mandala? Like,
mandala is a cycle. Mandala means cycle, 48 days of cycle. Any habit, if you want to form, you need to make sure you do that for 48 days minimum. Even for japa, we in our workshops, we make, like for example, we have done Rama Raksha workshop.
What's that?
Rama Raksha Stotra, a workshop on Rama Raksha Stotra. It's a course where they learn Rama Raksha Stotra in detail.
Who needs Rama Raksha Stotra?
Everybody. I feel like parents should learn and then they should teach it to their children and all. We can talk about it, about Rama Raksha Stotram.
And even adults like us.
Oh, yes, definitely. I feel like whoever, in spite of having an Ishta Devata, whoever feels emotionally vulnerable at places, at times, unless you have a stronger Anushtanam, in spite of knowing who you like, you will still be in that emotionally vulnerable state. Or whoever fears, who has a lot of fear, like any kind of fear, or whoever feel very nervous, or not like on stage when you're not like that, like
generally,
if you're prone to those, then Rama Raksha Stotra, Hanuman Chalisa, these things can help. Regular practice of them.
Since we've kind of touched upon, can you just slightly like touch and go, like what does Rama Raksha Stotra sound like? Can you give us a demo of the mantra?
It starts with Rama Raksha Stotram. The source of Rama Raksha Stotra, it is very interesting and it is powerful for two reasons. One, and it is not even I am saying, it's from the scriptural references. One is who composed Rama Raksha Stotram. The stotra itself says Buddha Kaushika, but from the reference of Padma Purana, we can come to a conclusion that Buddha Kaushika is, Buddha means enlightened Kaushika. Who is Kaushika? None other than Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra, in his earlier stage of life, he was a Raja. He was a Kshatriya named Kaushika. And then he, with his tapas, became Vishwamitra. So Bhagavan Vishwamitra, who gave us Gayatri Mantra to this world, that same Brahmarshi himself is the one who composed Rama Raksha Stotram, upon whose Upadesham or upon whose inspiration it is Bhagavan Shiva. Because in Padma Purana, Bhagavan Shiva tells Ma Parvati that with my instruction, Vishwamitra wrote Rama Raksha Stotram. So in the Rama Raksha Stotram, even Bhagavan Vishwamitra himself says that Adishtavan yatha swapne Rama Raksham imam haraha. Just as Bhagavan Hara means Shiva, Bhagavan Shiva instructed me in my dreams, in my swapna, to write this or to compose this. Adishtavan yathaso, just as he instructed. Tatha likhitavan prataha. I woke up and the first thing I did was composing Rama Raksha Stotram. So the two of the most powerful energies have come together to give this Rama Raksha Stotram to us. Mm-hmm. So with regular practice, there are multiple stories that talk about the greatness of Rama Raksha Stotram.
As a meaning example?
Like real life incidents. I don't know the source of it. I have heard these stories. Like there was a village where the bridge was very weak. Like there was one side to the other side. If the villagers have to cross, they should cross across a river. There was a bridge which was very old and it was a very weak one. So I think there was a flood, or it was in the night or so. There was a villager who wanted to cross across. He went on chanting Rama Raksha Stotram to help him with that fear of it might fall. That fear was there. So he went on chanting Rama Raksha Stotram, and he crossed across, and he saw two people helping him. You go, we will take care. There was one on this side, one on the other side. Then he went on. After walking for a while, it is two people. It is always Rama and Lakshmana together. Even in Rama Raksha Stotram it says, let Rama and Lakshmana always walk ahead of me to help me in my path, to clear all the obstacles. After crossing across, he realized he don't recognize those two people. They are not from any of the nearby village. That's I don't know. It's a life incident that we come across, very inspiring to take up these practices. And then he thinks that, oh, it is them probably. And then he goes there. There is nobody. So something, like there were no people. He literally saw. So it gives somewhere. We don't know when it happened, how it happened, but we know these stories where kind of gives us an inspiration, a trust. It is a trust factor.
And a hope that
this will this actually helps. All we need to do is practice them regularly. So
what's the stotra like? What does it sound like?
Starts with Viniyoga. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Asya Shri Rama Raksha Stotra Mantrasya Buddha Kaushika Rishihi Anushtup Chandaha Shri Sita Ramachandro Devata Sita Shaktihi Shrimad Hanuman Ki Lakam Shri Ramachandra Prityarthe Rama Raksha Stotra Jape Viniyogaha Atha Dhyanam ध्यायेदाजानुबाहुं धृतशरधनुषं बद्धपद्मासनस्थं पीतं वासोऽवसानन्नवकमलदलस्पर्धिनेत्रं प्रसन्नं वामाङ्कारूढसीतामुखकमलमिलल्लोचनन्नीरदाभं नानालङ्कारदीप्तं दधतमुरुजटामण्डलं रामचन्द्रम् चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटिप्रविस्तरम् एकैकमक्षरं पुंसां महापातकनाशनम्. So we have few shlokas that talk about the benefit of chanting this, like as an inspiration. So you should chant, and then starts Shiro Mera, like literally this entire stotra is all about naming one aspect of Bhagavan Rama, like taking his different names, which literally stands for different aspects of him, and then assigning that energy or that aspect of Rama to different parts of the body. May that aspect help this part of the body, like that. So it starts with Shiro me Raghavav patu bhalan dasharathatmajaha kausalyeyo drishau patu vishwamitra priyashrutihi घ्राणं पातु मखत्राता मुखं सौमित्रिवत्सलः जिह्वां विद्यानिधिः पातु कंठं भरतवन्दितः. Like that. You go on taking different names of Rama. You assign. It's like you are assigning him the responsibility of taking care of yourself. And then it ends with like that section. There are multiple sections within that.
How big is the Rama Raksha Stotram?
I think there are 40 shlokas in it.
Somebody has to go through all the 40 shlokas every single day?
Yeah, and it does not, if you can by heart, or if you at least have the fluency of reading, it doesn't take more than 10 minutes. You do it you don't even have to rush through it. You have to, even with proper, this was very slow. We would be like, Shiro me Raghavav patu bhalan dasharathatmajaha kausalyeyo drishau patu vishwamitra priyashruti. Like that way you can do. With that, it is 10 minutes of chanting.
So how many times should they go on?
Once.
Only once?
Once in a day is more than enough. It's about how much you connect when you do that. It's less about how many times you do. Stotram and all is meant for, like, you can do more, but once is minimum.
You know, while you were saying the stotra, initially I could see a change in me. Like, I was tearing up. I don't know if you subtly observed it. My question is, why and how does stotra manage to do that?
I feel like, to begin with, the language it is in, the language is not really a language that we think of. Like, in letters, it's really an energy. The letters of Sanskrita is different sound energies. Like we have different frequencies. So similarly, the Sanskrita letters are different frequencies, sound frequencies. That itself should do, because they are purely energy in nature, and they should stimulate our energy. They literally activate our energetical aspect, and our energy body has a very close connection with our emotional body. So wherever there is the emotional patterns, they always, like any pattern, if let's consider a weak pattern, which is not a very pleasant one, which always brings us problems, like which always disturbs us, those create knots in our energy system also, energy body also.
Knots.
And knots like
Yeah.
blockages. They create blockages in our energy body. So chanting these stotras, mantras, shlokas and everything, because these shlokas, stotras and all, because of their language, because of the deity that the shloka represents, the energy that the shloka represents, because of all of this, they have influence on our energy body. And because of that influence, our emotional knots begin to unlock. Like different patterns can be overcome, like weak pattern. I was an emotionally, I have spoken about this, I'm a very emotionally vulnerable being. I was extremely, it's like volcano, extremely unstable. But nobody can say that outside. I used to hold it, a lot of it on the inside. But my practices have helped me a lot. I'm not saying I'm a realized soul today. It's not. That's not possible within so many days. But I have become a very emotionally stable person. Of course.
How do you do that?
Regular practice, thanks to my Guru.
Raksha Stotra?
Yes. Not Rama Raksha. My Rama Raksha is a once a week practice for me. I do it on Saturdays. But my regular Anushtanam, that I do my Ishta Devata Anushtanam, I'm fortunate enough to receive Veda learning. Veda practice helps a lot. It's not like you become emotionally unavailable. Emotional sensitivity, oversensitivity, hypersensitivity reduces, because you're how do you say, activating your buddhi aspect, intelligent aspect. As long as it has control over our emotional body, we have a very sophisticated life, we have a very balanced life. And I feel like all of these, I cannot name just one. It's not just these. I have a partner who is emotionally very available to me. I feel like I'm fortunate enough to have all of this, have been given all of this to help. And today we want to give that to somebody who is in search of answers, in search of a tool to help themselves. So I know, like, right now our intention is to give these stotras and shlokas to adults, because it's very, the tools that we have today are very distracting, they create a lot more chaos in our life than
Social
help
media,
us. Yes.
AI.
Yeah, and the lifestyle,
phone.
all of these things. So if we can ground ourselves even for a few minutes in a day to begin with, we will see a lot of change in our emotional and mental patterns, and that itself should improve the quality of our life. It will improve, and I am the standing example for that. Rama Raksha is one of such stotras that can help us with that.
Now, today's world, we all know, it's the entrepreneurs world, hustlers world. You'll be shocked if I can share one experience. So yesterday I had been to a showroom. They are into your bathwares and all of that. There I stumbled upon a mattress. Guess the price of the mattress.
50,000.
Okay. Any last guess that you want to take?
I don't know, 5 lakhs.
that was a steep jump, but I saw a mattress which is worth 75 lakhs. One mattress. I just kind of fell off the floor.
Who buys?
That's a brand called Hastings or something like that. It's a Sweden brand. I'm just telling this, just to explain or just to tell the wonders of the world, what money can buy. So it's apparently made of your horse hair, which is bred, particular horse breed, which is bred only for these mattresses. And there is no cotton in the stuffing. It's basically the feather.
Feather of?
Feather of some bird or something like that. And apparently Drake, rapper Drake,
Yeah.
he also uses it. Now, this is the world that we are living. Today, money has God, I don't know what all money can do and how not to get trapped into the luxuries of the world, and when how to practice aparigraha, knowing that this is enough, this is what is need, the rest is all distraction.
Yeah.
So any thoughts on that? Not just
Definitely,
this
definitely
too many
this,
things,
I know. But there, even the animal, trouble comes. We trouble the animal for our comfort. So if we have, even to some extent, if we have the awareness of not doing ahimsa, then we will not choose it. Never. Even if it is given for 2000, if we have the conscience of practicing ahimsa, we will not choose it.
Oh,
That's why I think that is why the veganism has taken so much
many things
limelight. Yes.
not just food. I was in trouble when I'd gone to Leh Ladakh. Like, there is this famous lake. What's that movie? Three
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Where they
That was shot in that lake.
where she comes in a scooter. So there's a horse ride that is a tourist activity, and out of joy and me exploring, took the horse ride, and then I saw a few comments on social media which basically told me this was not expected out of you. How can you sit on a horse and all of that? So today I totally respect where they're coming from. There are different theories, ideologies and checks that people look for. For me it was entertainment, for me it was something adventurous.
Yeah.
But again I can connect to what you're saying. It has to run through
Stay in
certain
line with those.
filters.
Yeah.
It's very tough to stay aligned with most of the Ashtanga's basic essentials looks like, right?
That's what. See, I feel like when those rules and yamas niyamas are there, and I sit here, it actually feels tough. How can I do that in this?
Pin to pin.
Yeah, when we start doing to an extent that we can do, it all actually makes sense. It actually, your system naturally chooses, like it knows. In fact, in one of the commentator, he talks about discussion on Ashtanga, like Yama Niyama. He says, if the discussion is intellectual level, we cannot arrive at any place. Like we talk about Satya. Like what about that situation? What about this situation? We start this whataboutery. We cannot arrive anywhere because when we do that, every whataboutery is subjective. I am standing in this and I am talking about my perspective, while you are standing there and you are talking. So because we are standing from two different places and looking at the same thing from two different aspects
Just
or
like
perspective.
Manthan.
Yeah. So we can never come to a conclusion what is right and wrong. The commentator says the only way you can know what is right and wrong in all these yamas niyamas, in case of yama niyama, is by putting yourself into the practice of it.
So that you know what feels
The
right to
buddhi
you.
purification happens, he says. Your chitta shuddhi happens. As a result, you yourself will know. And also he says you will stop proving to others what is right and wrong. You can just state what is given in the text. But if they start whataboutery, you should not engage in that, is what he says. Because yamas and entire yoga is about self-practice. You don't have to prove to the world that this is how it works. He also says that once you start practicing yoga, don't expect the world around you will change. The same problem persists. What happens is the world inside of you changes so that your approach to the world, problems outside will change. You become more efficient. That's what is yoga about.
I think now I have to quote, of course, Ramana Maharshi. I think he said, the one who realizes his own, that is the greatest service to the society.
Yes.
So this is what it means.
Yeah.
This is why the sayings have come.
Yes, that's why yoga is there also.
To realize who you are.
Go inside, yeah.
So that, through that
Work on
lens,
that.
you can handle the world better.
True. Yeah.
Amazing. So now I think we are about to cover just Yama.
Yeah.
Now what is Niyama?
Niyamas, again, similar codes of conduct that we have to have towards our own self. it's not that ahimsa should not be practiced towards. It should be like you have to practice ahimsa towards your own self also. Like don't be too hard on yourself. All those things are there. But those are like when interacting with the world outside, what should be what are your boundaries?
It's more of a lens to look at the world outside. That's the
interact
Yama.
with the world
Interact
outside.
with the world.
Yeah,
That's Yama. Now Niyama
Niyamas are the things that you have to practice for yourself.
Okay.
So shaucha, cleanliness, and we don't mean just physical. Physical also there is external, internal. Externally, clean clothing, taking bath, or hygiene, external hygiene, and then internally we have to do detox practices.
Internally, as in, what does that mean?
Like your
Meditation?
digestive system.
Oh.
Physically we are speaking. Your body of course is capable of cleansing itself on its own. All we had to do was allow it to do it.
Fasting?
But we are not doing it. Not even that. Like sleep on time so that body has enough time and energy to detox itself. Detox is a like natural phenomena within the body. We don't need anything outside. Our external, actually, like ideally, we don't need any tools from the outside. Body is very well capable of detoxing itself. It's just that we don't allow it to do it. We stuff our digestive system so much that, if, for example, in the night is when the major cleaning happens, but our body is busy digesting the food. So the detoxing of your digestive system, of your lymphatic system, all even your brain, it has we say
Circadian rhythm ke through.
Yeah, it's a part of your like you.
Once the light shuts.
You have to. Yeah,
sleep,
you also
not
are
exposed
supposed to shut.
light
Yeah,
and
yeah,
blue light and
yeah. So, but when you're sleeping is when all this happens. Even your brain's detox also happens on its own. So your body is very well capable of taking care of itself.
If you're aligned with the
allow it to do
time,
it. Yeah. Your digestive system is not empty when you go to bed, and you're not going to you are not sleeping, not just going to bed. Like fall asleep within that window, 10 to 1 window. There is a small, so we are not allowing the body to do its job. As a result, imbalances happen. When that happens, we need external tools. Like yoga talks about shat karma, detox techniques like neti, dhauti, like vamana, LSP we call Laghu Shankha Praksha. That is all to cleanse your digestive system. Upper digestive, lower digestive. We simply use water. Warm water, a little bit of salt to it in healthy condition. We use it to do these cleansing activities. Kapalabhati is actually a kriya. People think it's a pranayama, but it's a kriya to cleanse your nasal system, upper, like nasal cavity.
Like you put water.
That is neti.
Oh, that's neti.
Kapalbhati is like the breathing that we do.
Anulom. Oh, that one.
This one, yeah. So that, and even Trataka is a kriya. So these are
Trataka is Anuloma.
Trataka is looking at the, that's to cleanse your eyes, staring at anything basically. But what yoga recommends is fire, because your eyes is pitta pradhana body part. So the more you do that, the more health improves.
Shat karma, all of that you've covered almost then.
Almost, yeah.
LSP,
Vamana, neti. I'm talking about the techniques. There are different categorization. We don't need to go into two. It's all given in Hatha Yoga Pradipika for those who are interested to know more.
So anything that people would want to experiment, can you give one tip on each? For example,
like do by themselves.
Yep.
I recommend learning it from a practitioner at least once, like teacher at least once, and then you can do it. The beauty of yoga kriyas is you learn properly once. You can do by yourself for as long as you want.
Where to learn?
From a teacher, like yoga teacher.
So you also have?
We have, whenever we conduct yoga therapy workshops, we do teach Vamana and LSP. Our workshops as of now are online. The instructions are enough. We do give, on the previous day, we do give who can do, who should not do, what is the benefit, what is the technique, all of that we discuss theoretically. And then next day we practice them. So whenever we do yoga therapy workshops, the students know that that is also coming their way.
So how often do you do this?
Yoga therapy workshops this year we have not done. It's not scheduled yet. Next year we are hoping. Like we do therapy workshops for women health. We do yoga challenge, which is for corporate people who are into corporate jobs. back pain, back strength. These are the therapy workshops that we do. So otherwise also, any yoga therapist or very experienced, well experienced yoga teacher, they can look up to learn these techniques. So that's for your internal cleansing.
Detox.
Huh.
So about sleep and
See, sleep, food, hydration, with these things the body can do it by itself. Because they are problem, because of that imbalance happens, that's when you will need.
Other
In
tools.
fact, Hatha Yoga says Meda Shleshmadikaha, those who have to body Meda Shleshmadikaha, some word, and Shat Karmani Samacharet. The very text that has given these Shat Karma or 6 cleansing techniques, it says you practice this only if there is excess fat or mucus in your body. So you know, like digestive issues, that means you do have these, or like putting on weight, you know you have these. So you know when there is an imbalance, and it says only when there is an imbalance you do it. Otherwise, because considering the lifestyle that we have, people can do once a month, not more than that, or once in 15 days is also fine, even for an healthy
Shat
individual.
all the 6 has to be done?
We usually teach Jalaneti, followed by Vamana Dhauti and Virechana. Sorry, not Virechana, Laghu Shanka Prakshalana.
Now please explain all
LSP.
of these. Jalaneti is?
The water thing, that you put water through one and it comes
Okay.
on. Vamana Dhauti we call. We drink the water.
Warm water?
Yeah, warm salt water.
Salt water.
Salt just for taste. Don't try. You have to learn it first. So we drink, like we literally go on gulping until we cannot take any more, like that. It should be done on an empty stomach early in the morning. Women during periods, pregnancy should not try this. Then there are many contraindications. I'm just talking about the technique. So you go on gulping until you cannot take it anymore. And in most of the cases, body itself puts it out, like through vomit. You will throw up. But if that's not happening, you can use the fingers to irritate your throat, and it happens.
So after drinking the salt water,
it happens on its own. Vamana. That is
within
Vamana.
how many minutes or hours
not even hours, within few seconds it will come. Because it's salt water, no? Your body does not want it.
So what happens through this?
It's known to cleanse the stomach, that is upper digestive tract, especially the stomach. So they say if you have excess pitta, if you have acidity, excess acid, there is no concept of excess acid, any sort of indigestion, then this practice, whatever undigested food is present in your stomach, all you don't get to see it. You will, if at all, if there is an imbalance, you will get to see it towards the end, where you end up throwing up yellowish material that we call pitta.
Bile?
Yeah, it is bile. And you can feel it when it is. Otherwise, it's only water that goes. And they say through water, the excess mucus goes out. And you can feel it.
How does Rajas and Tamas come into play? Is it just through food or...
all those things influence them a lot. Like I said, it's a cycle. You have Rajas dominance. So you act certain way and you choose certain things, and those things will eventually bring Rajas dominance more, like that it is. So it's two way. Like Rajas makes you choose certain foods, like spicy food for example, and the more you eat spicy, the more anger will trouble you a lot, like uncontrolled anger. These will trouble you because food. But who chose the food in the first place? It's your own mind.
Yeah. It's like
so it's a cycle.
Infinity. This is feeding off that.
Yeah.
That is giving this
it, strengthening your Rajas. We need all three. Like yoga says, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are the nature of mind. So we need all three of them. Like for example, without Rajas, you don't do any activity. You cannot do any activity, including blinking, any movement, anything you need Rajas for it. In fact, yoga says the creation happened because of Rajas. Rajas influenced.
That's where all the motivation, the drive comes from.
Yeah. Hustle. This is when Rajas is there is the only time that happens.
Okay.
So you do need it for your activities, for your day-to-day to interact, everything. You need tamas to rest. Tamas is inertia, means resting or stopping. That means no activity is tamas, in a way. So you need tamas, otherwise you won't be able to sleep in the night. If there is rajas, you will get insomnia. So we do need rajas and tamas only when they should be there. It's just that even after waking up, I don't feel like waking up. I don't feel like doing anything. That means there is tamas dominance. There is imbalance in sattva guna. Or when I have to rest, when I forget meditation, when I have to sit down and read something, my mind is all over the place. It is excess rajas. When I have to sleep, it's time for me to sleep. I'm not able to do it. It's excess rajas again.
I think I'll have to start with the fundamentals of this now.
Yeah.
Firstly, what is Anushtana?
Anushtana is anything that you establish yourself in. Any spiritual practice that you Tisthana is to firmly
Like
establish
planting
yourself.
yourself.
Ground, picking a tool that will help you to ground yourself. Staying in that practice is Anushtanam. Something starts as sadhana, like you take
Sadhana
a
is
tool.
practice.
You start practicing. With regular practice, consistent practice, the same sadhana becomes Anushtanam. That means your mind becomes established in that sadhana.
Second nature.
Yeah. So that is Anushtanam. And it can be anything. But in our, from Sanatana Dharma perspective, when we talk about Anushtanam, it is about doing japa, stotra, something related to Bhagwan.
So now,
Yeah.
I was waiting for this, the favorite part. You have your japa, you have your tapa, shloka, stotra, mantra, Beej Mantra. Now, can you please help us understand all these tools? How do they differ from each other, and how do I pick them? Like, how do I know? Should I go for mantra? Should I go for stotra or Beej Mantra? Yeah.
So if we know what it is, that might help to some extent. Starting with shloka. Shloka is usually it is, there can be different, but for the sake of it, I'm saying usually it is 4 lines. And shlokas, we have two, fundamentally speaking, we have 2 traditions. One is Shruti tradition, that is Veda, and then Smriti tradition. So,
Smriti is what? That is Veda, Shruti is Veda.
See, Veda is something that was given to us.
Who gave it?
How it came to, how we came to know about Veda is like the classic example we give is how you tune your radio to certain frequency, so the song plays on its own. That means it was already there in the form of, sound frequency. You just tuned your radio into it, instrument into it, and then the song started playing on its own. So Vedas are like that. They are called apaurushaya. That means they were not written using human intelligence. Rather, in their highest level of meditation, the rishis, their minds were tuned into these frequencies that are already present, these sound energies, sound waves, and literally they started speaking these words. So it's not them sitting and it's not like writing poem. So you use your emotion, you use your intellect. It's not. Vedas are not like that.
Those, it's just something that stuck to them.
It's not even stuck to them. It's not like while walking it came or something. Like they were in deep state of meditation and they literally say heard. Like,
so can me and you,
if we can reach to that,
we can.
But it takes a lot. Like you have to tune into these sounds. Like your mind has to be in super concentrated state. It's not even concentration, super sattvic concentrated state. You have to go so deep. You have to let go of your ego. You have to come out of this physical body. We have a very strong identification with this physical world. But this is not the real world. There is a much more subtle world out there, like where we don't even know.
Worlds. Upar and seven niche, like Atala, Vitala, Sat.
I don't know, it's upar niche. Like in here itself, you can tune into those. Like you just have to go beyond the physical manifested, boundary of yourself. So that's what in yoga you leave, like different stages of samadhi. You leave your physical body behind. Like there is no more connection with your physical body.
Is this also part of Ashtasiddhis that they talk about, like? Mahima, Garima, Laghuma.
Yeah. Anima, Mahima, Chaiva, Garima, Laghima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishatva, Vashitva. So, this Siddhis means your mind has gone beyond physical. Like your mind has achieved certain stages, like certain advanced stages, where it is capable of going beyond this physical, whatever rules that rule the physical manifested world.
what science can prove. It's a manifested world.
What can be proven in the laboratory.
Wow. So I think that kind of reminds me. I'm reading a book about Neem Karoli Baba. There I was introduced to the world of how he was born in the 1900s. He's so simple. He believed not in showing off his miracles. He was always in the act of seva and surrendering it to the divine. And he never even used to take credits for all the siddhis that he had. So I think audience will have their own understanding about Baba. But he had the power of being seen in two places. And apparently there are many experiments. Once somebody questioned him. Suddenly he became so heavy that nobody could lift him. Suddenly he now became a feather and then they could lift. Examples like these always makes the skeptics as to, what are these powers. So my question is, since we have touched upon this, I mean, so the world always believes these stories like Steve Jobs has come to his ashram. I think he had left his body already, Baba, but he was told by another person in the West who's experienced his miracles. Like I think he had such miracles, like once one of the guy who just met Baba for the first time, and Baba's reaction was he said something about his mother passing away, and he was shocked. He's meeting him for the first time. How did they know? That is one. Second is, again, basis this experience, Steve Jobs, when he came, apparently he got clarity, and that's how Apple's minimalism and all of that has stemmed, is what one of the belief is. Not just that, there are many examples like Julia Roberts. She she felt an instant connection with Baba. And one more personality, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg. Apparently when he was in Crossroads, he was told by Steve Jobs, why don't you go to
that ashram.
The ashram and then find your answers. And he did, and that's how Facebook further went into what it is today. So all these stories, right, is already selling us few things, like selling as in to believe. To believe. Like we know that these popular personalities have gone there, which means to say that there is something there. And the books has given the introduction to siddhis. Now you being a seeker, being a person who's been practicing it through your academy, teaching people, tell me one thing. So how should we look at these siddhis? Is it the miracles of the world, or is it something that everybody can taste it, or is it something only people who have some karma associated can access? What is it?
See, these siddhis actually, even in yoga, if that's what we are thinking, like is it possible for everyone? It has been mentioned in yoga, like 3rd chapter of Yoga Sutra. It's called Vibhuti Pada. It literally lists out what are the possible powers that can come to a yogi's mind.
Right. So all of this is there,
all
right?
of this and more. They
More
say hunger, like leaving the body, being somewhere, like for example, Parakaya Pravesha. Those things like walking on water, or defying gravity.
I think all of that comes under these 8 siddhis only, I guess, right?
8 siddhis and more. There are list of, I think, it can be like, it can come within. I have not thought about it. The Vibhuti Pada is all about the intermediate results in the name of power, which he calls siddhis, that the mind achieves in the path of yoga, he says.
So is it just neuro...
It can be.
Science,
if at all we have to. I don't know if it's proven or not. Like they say, no, we have not used all of our brain. It's not even 10%. I think Einstein used 10% of his brain, something like that. We are not. So that means what? There are different parts of our brain which are not even used, which are, like, we don't know what it does. So
why is that we have not been able to use?
I think, it depends. I don't know why. Like if we have not explored those things. But so, like the more you do yoga, the idea is you have to, physical body is an instrument, but at the same time it is also a thing that is holding you back, that is holding you from realizing your mind's true potential. All these siddhis are something your mind becomes capable of. So going beyond physical body so that you can tune yourself, it's like different energies. Your mind literally begins to tune itself into different energies. Like your mind is going to 2nd floor, 3rd floor, leaving your body here. if that can happen,
Ground floor, yep.
like you being here, you can see what is there in the second floor, third floor. Something similar is Siddhi.
Wow. And I think Siddhi, even Bhagwan Hanuman
Yeah,
had
Ashtasiddhi.
Ashtasiddhis.
Yeah, he himself had it, and then he is Data also. The Hanuman Chalisa says. So, like, is it for everyone? Yes, that's yoga is for everyone. Whoever is capable of comprehending yoga as a practice and principle, yoga is for all of those minds. That means the practice of yoga can lead to. He literally says these are intermediate results that will come your way. These siddhis, Bhagavan Patanjali says these are intermediate results that will come your way.
That is just through meditation?
Different. They say they say samadhi. There is something called sanyama.
What is that?
Like when you practice dharana, dhyana and samadhi. We don't have to go into too much. Those are different stages your mind
Just a one-liner,
achieves.
maybe? Dhyana we understand, it's meditation, right?
Actually, no. The meditation that we do today is actually not dhyana. It's dharana. It's not even dharana.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. They are a part of Ashtanga. Like we started with Yama and Niyama, and then there is asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So 8 limbs of yoga. So asana kind of we know, and according to most of the practitioners today, asana is for physical fitness, but no. Asana, like traditionally speaking, asana is meant to still your body so that your mind can go beyond body conscious. Through to your pranic level, and then you go beyond prana. Use your prana as a tool to go beyond. Like that it is. So there is pranayama, and then pratyahara means to withdraw your senses and your mind from their respective objects. Like we have eyes form. The object for your eyes is form. You cannot grasp sound through your eyes. So respective objects. So you withdraw. What yoga says is these sense organs are like the windows to your mind through which it keeps on going out. So that's why the real energy of the mind we cannot fathom. It's like, this is a classic example we give. What is the real energy of sun? He's a fireball. That means when we come in his contact, we should burn into ashes. But it does not happen. You remember we do an experiment. We did an experiment, like you take a magnifier, you keep a piece of paper. After a while, the paper catches fire. What happened there? Sun rays and sun's energy became concentrated. That means the real sun's energy is to fire things. Burn things. But why is it not happening to us or the earth? Is because it is so scattered. When you concentrate it can burn things.
Exactly.
Yoga says your mind is capable of that. Because it is scattered, running through these windows all over the place, its energy is so scattered that you have forgotten what it actually is capable of.
So Upanishad says it as in microcosm, so is a macrocosm.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So our body, especially our body, for example, is literally the representation of Panchatattva. What is on the outside. You have sun, you have fire, you have that inside also. Your buddhi is related to sun. Your warmth, whatever, be it your physical like temperature, body temperature, or your digestive fire that we talk, or acids we talk about, all of this is fire element, like that. So in a way, even the space, we have space, like physically speaking. And the subtle, there are much more. So I think these practices is all about going beyond this physical. It is limiting in a way. But it is a very needed object. Yoga says without physical body, mind cannot achieve its ground. You need physical body to do all of this thing. That's why human birth is given so much importance in Sanatana Dharma for that reason. Sanatana Dharma in no way is telling humans are superior. No. We are
an instrument to explore.
In relation to other beings, never Sanatana Dharma ever has told that you are superior, you have to give yourself priority. No. If at all it has done it subjectively, not with keeping something else in mind. You have a body which you can utilize
To explore,
to
or
do all
build,
of
or
this.
create.
Yeah, yeah.
So in that lens, okay, humans are superior,
Mm.
but a
You do
dolphin
it.
is superior in its marine life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So see, I feel like Sanatana Dharma, by dharma, as a dharma, it's given as a responsibility. That means you are capable of all of this. Plus, you have an ego, which is very well manifested. For the understanding is, for animals, they also have an ego, but their ego is manifested or evolved to their survival level, to instinctive level. So, like for example, they are in water. That is their instinct. They are very well in tune with the laws of water or nature, whatever the water is, like that. Okay, but human mind, the human mind is capable of doing that everywhere. But our highly evolved ego is what is stopping us. That's why and ego is a very strong. When ego means not even the toxic level we are talking, pride level. No, basic. They say ego is where you identify yourself strongly with this physical body and everything related to it. And as long as that identification is strong, going beyond this is very difficult. It's not possible at all. We can't even fathom there is something beyond this physical body if the identification is so strong. For example, I know it's a very this example, like if I like for a mother, her children are the best because there is strong identification with. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm giving an example, relatable example. They are the best. Whatever they do, they will still support them, right or wrong. It is their responsibility. It is their instinct. Yes, but is that actually reality when you see bigger picture? No, there are way better people than that. For example, right? Because the identification is strong, the belief is also limiting. The actions also limiting. The consciousness also very limiting. Because we have a very strong identification with this physical body, our consciousness is limited to this physical body. Not like by itself it's not limited. We are limiting it. So we cannot tune into anything else that is beyond this physical body. So all the actions we have is to soften that ego, weaken that ego, so that it can our mind can go beyond this body conscious. But you need this body to do that. They say, Sanatana Dharma says even the devatas, they are jealous of us because we are capable of exercising, humans are capable of exercising our willpower to any extent. Whereas animals, they are, in a way, for the lack of better word, they are limited to their instincts. And even the devatas, for example, they say that they do not have willpower that they can exercise. All they can do, anybody, like they say, go to Swarga and all. I know we can discuss different discussion, but without this physical body, all we can do is either like wherever we are, based on that, we can only, how do you say, experience the karma. Whereas here, with the experience of karma, we have a choice to do whether I will give in to that or not, or I will do act certain way or not. So willpower is what differentiates human being from anything else that's around.
Interesting. True
So
that.
yeah, that is why you utilize that, so that you can go beyond physical, and then you can tune yourself into different and make something out of it.
I was reading one book called Mantra Meditation. In that, they spoke about how mantrikas, wherein the 50 syllables through which the sounds of the universe coming together is a syllabus for all the mantras and all of that to be formed. Is it something on similar lines?
I don't have any idea about that. Yeah.
So these bija aksharas are pretty much the energies of the...
Yeah. They're sound waves you can consider. So you are literally using, whenever you are chanting, you are tuning your mind to that energy, that frequency through them, through the words or through the sounds.
How is the god and the bija akshara now connected?
See,
example.
The real, like Veda wise, if you see, we do not have gods the way we see them today. Like we have human forms that are slightly different to the gods. For Vedas, gods are different energies. They are different. They are the manifestation of same ultimate reality, that is Parabrahma. So that Parabrahma is called Nirguna Brahma. There is no guna. We say, right, compassion, all those things. So it is not. He is Nirguna. He, for the lack of better words, there is no gender for that also. It's not even it. Like that it is. So it's beyond whatever we can label. It's beyond all of that. Nirguna Brahma. It's a consciousness you can consider.
Who gave the name?
We have to, like, through Vedas is how we know.
So probably I can connect it to a big light.
Universal consciousness, they say. Yeah. Or the sun from where everything is lit. For the lack of, like, just to make sense of it.
To understand
so
this
there is
better.
Nirguna
Okay.
Brahma.
All right.
And then it manifested itself as Saguna Brahma. It comes with guna. That means like
Qualities.
Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and then Shakti. These trinities, they are functional along with the Shakti. They are Shaktis like Saraswati, Lakshmi, Parvati, like that. So those are Saguna Brahma, we say. They are manifested form of the Nirguna Brahma.
Energies manifested.
They are basically energies, different aspects of that energy. It's like, let's say I am Vijayallakshmi and I can be a mother. That's an energy, that's a responsibility, that's a role I can exhibit very well. I am a wife. There is another, same person, but another aspect, another role. I am a teacher, same person, another aspect, another role. Consider all these roles being given a name.
Like metaphorically, if we can also give an example of a tape recorder or a TV or a MP3 player.
The electricity, it expresses itself through sound, through light. Something similar we can.
You can call it.
Yeah.
One can show you the
Yeah.
picture. TV, it's called now, it was just playing songs and radio.
Yeah. So the
It
same
is a
electricity or sound wave, whatever you want to call it, can express itself through different types of energies. So then you have Saguna Brahma. And then Saguna Brahma are majorly these, and then you have Ganesha. So all these deities we call, they were given a form of human so that human mind can fathom them to
Accept it.
begin with.
Right.
You are able to identify when you have, otherwise, like I said, our mind is very limited. It is literally limited to this physical world. If I can see it, I will start connecting with it, I will start believing it, and then I can explore what really is.
What the energy
Huh.
is.
Otherwise,
So to
it's
explore
very
the energy,
difficult.
I need the idol or a
Something
image.
to begin with. That's why Shiva is represented as Lingam. People think Lingam is, the what is it called? Phallic, means it's a representation of male genital organ. That I've never heard more stupid thing than that. Linam gamayati iti lingam is the real understanding.
What does it mean?
Linam gamayati means it makes your mind go beyond, because form, object, these are the things that limits our mind. It is a shape, or it is a lingam, is a concept that helps us go beyond this name and form, because only then we'll be able to really explore what the deity is.
So it's like the end.
So Shiva, like him, it's very rare Bhagavan Shiva is worshipped in the form of a physical human. You get to see Shiva in the physical human relatable body. It's not even the real Shiva worship.
What is in the real
The
Shiva worship?
Linga worship
Linga.
is Shiva.
So what is that in all the photos that we see, Shiva, Parvati and Shiv Jiga photo?
Again, that's for us to
Just to
understand.
with the energy.
Yeah.
And so he's the one who has another form that is a linga. That is the original.
It's not that he is another form. That's the true Shiva. That is what the Shiva energy or principle stands for. It is beyond name and form. So Lingam, what will you compare it with? The structure of a Lingam is not even vowel. I know people try to say it vowel. Because they could not comprehend the structure of a Lingam or a shape of a Lingam, they are giving, whatever they can think about. I know they talk about Shiva, Shakti coming together. That's why it should be male genital organ. If you look at a lingam, there is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Ganapati. All those are also a part of the same lingam. Why are you? It's very convenient to leave those aspects of the lingam and just talk about Shiva and Shakti.
It's all interpretation.
Yeah, it's all very limited understanding of what is Shiva lingam. And I don't know, we don't even have to go into that. It's like literally wanting to harm, maybe, I don't know, to create confusion in people's mind. There are many creators who talk about this. They give scriptural references. They say because Ma Kamakhya, which is yoni, this is phallic in nature, phallic in structure. This is Shiva's male lingam is the male genital organ representation.
And that was the yoni that is there. And
Yeah,
that's how the
so
linga-
Shiva Shakti. It's a very limiting understanding of human, and I feel very sad that we are still stuck in those things.
What should we then pivot towards? How should
Linam
we
Gamet,
understand?
like it's a symbol which should help us go beyond these limitations, limited understanding of body and of our mind. So
I think you're talking about the Beej Mantras and how these were the keys to understand.
Yeah, we started with
energies of the
that's why you see everything like
spiritual
whatever they hold and all, it stands for something. Like for example, Bhagavan Ganesha holds Pasha, Ankusha. They all represent something. The Mushaka, for example, the animals that represent, or the Vahana, or the vehicle of different deities, those are basically about what the deities. The Mushaka means the rat. It is known to collect things, steal things, greed. Rats are, that's their nature. We have given it a name of greed. And Bhagavan Ganesha is all about controlling that. So Vahana is not literally like how we drive car. They drive those, not like that. It's like that energy helps us control this aspect of mind. And then go beyond again.
So what does like Durga
she's
she
power.
has tigress.
Yeah, she like tiger stands for power.
She has tiger, sorry.
Yeah.
She has tiger.
It stands for power. Along with power comes ego. You keep that in control and you utilize that power for something good. Bhagavan Shiva, Pashupati, like he has Nandi, Bhagavan Nandi. One way to
introspect.
Interpret. Sorry.
Interpret,
interpret that is he's Pashu. Pashu means all the animals. He is the pati of Pashus. Pashupati he is called.
As in he is the one who blesses them.
Who is the ultimate one for all of us. Like that means what? When we contemplate on Pashupati aspect of Shiva, again we having this superiority complex should reduce, right? Because we think we are better. This entire creation is for us, nothing for any other animals. We are of that attitude as of now because we have forgotten Pashupati. So you remember Pashupati, that will humble you.
So now my question is it that South Indians are more exposed to these Puranas and all of that, or even people up north, east, west? How's the knowledge? I think comment section will tell us today.
Yeah.
Do let us know are you all equally exposed to these?
Yes. Not just name wise, understanding wise also. Everybody can list the names, but studying them. And so Puranas don't, like if it says something, it means something deeper.
So how should people today in the modern age look at Puranas?
I feel like studying in terms of understanding them, right? I feel like
how should we use them? Like
I think we need a person who has studied, who has some knowledge about it. Otherwise we will end up limiting ourselves to the stories that are told in the Puranas.
So how to apply it to the modern world? Is it relevant today?
It is, as long as we know how to use it. Because they also talk about the same energies, but they present it in terms of different stories. The stories of Shiva, stories of Bhagavata is story of Krishna. So I feel like in a way it can always be brought back to our what we are. How can we take it? What aspect of ours does it stand for? That can always be reached to eventually. We don't have to limit ourselves to the stories alone. But then having a help, like a person who knows it, studying from them, learning from them helps a lot. Otherwise, there are so many. I think, for example, Manusmriti is the most misinterpreted text.
Why do you say that?
Because the way they refer, like, I feel like with the help of whatever limited understanding they have of the language, whoever has done it, okay, limited understanding of language is not always about a language. For you to have a perspective to study a text, you should have enough knowledge of the subject that they are talking about. Like true eyes to see every word in the same subject. Like for example, while studying Yoga Sutra, you cannot bring in your regular life into studying Yoga Sutra. You can think of how I can apply it. But if you think about what, like I said, example was whataboutery. We will never come to a conclusion. The original intention will be lost. Intention of the composer, of the writer will be lost because we are so prejudiced. So similarly here, I don't think they had any subject matter expertise on what really Sanatana Dharma is. All they are doing is looking at it as a religion.
Or a tool, how to again use, divide.
Yeah. So that and lack of language. There is no sense of language at all. They know language very superficially. So using, I feel like those things, they have misinterpreted whatever is given. Like classic place they get to use it is the Manusmriti is, what do you call, it's woman suppressing is what it is presenting. Entire Manusmriti talks about suppressing the woman, keeping woman under control. Those things. I cannot think of an example. Yeah, wrong interpretation of what's already. You can clear, if you know.
So what's the right interpretation of Manusmriti then, in one line?
It doesn't talk about women only. It's equally telling what men should do. Same or if not similar rules and regulations are there for men also. And it is even beyond that, how a healthy society should function.
So Manusmriti is all about how the world should run, how the society should run.
Yes.
The role of a man,
yes.
woman.
I think like it's the original text that spoke about social norms. But by norms, I don't mean patriarchal and leave women behind. I don't think anywhere in there it has mentioned. In that sense,
all what we have turned.
We just have to study it better. That's all. You have to have the eyes to see it. It nowhere it directly says women should not do that or women are not capable of something and all. I don't think it says anywhere.
So all of these practices probably would have misinterpreted, like women should not enter temples during menstruation. Women are not supposed to do last rites for parents, yagnas. So are you talking about all these? And it's a man's world.
It's like women's job is in the kitchen, take care of family. Even man's job is to take care of family. It's just that they're doing it in two different places. That's all.
In two different ways. One is earning and other one is managing.
You can do otherwise also. There is no problem in that. There are women rishikas. How is it possible if they were limited to kitchen? I feel like over the period of time, somehow I cannot pinpoint. I do not know how to pinpoint when it happened and all. Over the period of time, all the restrictions that we see today, don't go to temple during periods is a real, it's a real thing. It's not a restriction because you're a woman or because you're impure. No.
Can we explain why, as in, why shouldn't women go to temple apart from the impurities, apart from the energies being very subtle, very sensitive?
It's the energy part. It's the energy because all temples, the understanding is every temple is capable of stimulating or activating certain energy within you. They are built, the sanctuary itself is built for that particular purpose, and that means it can stimulate certain energies.
It's a bank of energy.
Different energies within your body. But during periods, none of that we want. We want the body to be by itself so that it can do its job of, your body is literally in visarjana mode, like releasing, getting rid. I'm not saying it's not even impure blood. That's not true. It's energy. It can drain you. Anything and it's not just about don't go to temple. Don't do active exercise. You can do something that makes you feel good. But active exercise again is taking your blood away from your here, because whenever you're exercising, where is your blood supply? It's not to your digestive system. It's not to your reproductive system. It is to your heart and lungs as well as your muscles, skeletal muscles. Your blood literally reroutes itself away from what is happening at the moment. That's why right after food you should not do exercise. It hampers your digestion. It's as simple as that. Similarly, during periods, we want, one is blood, to, our body to focus on this.
Biologically, anatomy-wise, that is a thing.
Yes, and also energy, Ayurveda talks about apanavata. The Visarjana is the prana is in the downward movement of prana, that is called apanavata, is more active. As long as it is more active, the body can do better job of Visarjana. If it is not active, that means anything else, like your prana is active, your udana is active. Like too much talking also, Ayurveda says don't do the excessive of talking, out loud laughing. It's not to restrict, and it is that concept is not there. You sit during in a dungeon during periods. Calm down, settle, rest, and let your body do its job. That's the idea. There is no idea of dungeon, sitting in one corner. That's not there. That was not there. Like I said, over the period of time, it's been misinterpreted. And thanks to all the invasion, the stress that happened, the people literally lost, I think, those who should know these things, they lost the sense of these practices, and it became limited to impurity and all. But those who know the science, they will make a better sense of why of these things. We discuss about this in very detail in our women health workshop.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You are an ocean. Like, I'm so surprised. Like, I had so many questions. These are all such deep subjects. Like, just touching just the edge of it. It is so deep. So I think lastly I would like to understand the difference between the Beej Mantras. You're talking about Beej Mantra.
Yeah.
So how to choose the mantras? Any tip there, like Beej Mantra? What mantra should I choose? How do I choose them? Why do I choose them?
We don't choose Beej Mantra, Veda mantras. That's the thing. There are things where you don't need gurus. Guru means, we say, who has already done the Purascharana. Purascharana means who has already done the practice of something. So there are things like, for example, Veda mantra. We have seen it's purely energy. So we need help to tune into that energy. We cannot simply pick and choose these. One. Second, because Veda mantras, for you to uncover the real energy of them, you need to do it in certain way, chant it in certain way, have your body in certain way, like this energy flow within your body in certain way. So for Veda mantras, you need to have certain lifestyle for you to do the Veda mantra japa. Otherwise, it's like you are expecting clean water, let's say, for example, in your home, you have the pipe you have itself is dirty. So even if the clean water is being given to you, because it's flowing through dirty pipe, the water that you are receiving is so much disturbed water. You can't even utilize it. And if you end up utilizing it, it ends up, you become sick because of it. Something similar you can think of in terms of Veda mantra and Beej mantra. You need a certain lifestyle. You need certain amount of preparation, physically and mentally, for you to even take the energy, forget uncovering, whatever basic energy it brings, to take that, to help to allow that to make changes within your body and mind. You need to have certain kind of lifestyle and certain kind of...
What kind of lifestyle does
Sattva
that?
dominant lifestyle we spoke about. Like today what we call Brahmana lifestyle. Like the food is different. The way they, now, like really Brahmana lifestyle is where they have limited...
What is Brahmana lifestyle?
Like Sattva dominant lifestyle. It's not limited to jati. I know today it's limited to caste, but originally these Varna system was based on guna and karma. Guna means the action they do, or the job, the profession they do. Karma. Guna means their own, your characteristic nature. The more Sattva dominant you are, the more Brahmana you are. So today it's limited to jati. But originally, like Bhagavan himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. Based on guna and karma, I created this Chaturvarna. The jati concept was not there. Okay, so Brahmana is karma-wise a person who is involved, himself or herself, I'm speaking himself just to generalize, or themselves, let's say. People who how do you say, invest their energy, their thoughts and everything, their life into Brahma. That is Brahma, that's Vedas, Upanishads, studying them, understanding them, practicing them, and also teaching them, propagating them. So karma-wise.
Is this even possible even in the today's IT fast-paced world, or does the definition change? Like today, you
For
see
the guna, for the karma purpose, you may not be entirely involved in, like, all you do is that. You may not be doing that, but as simple as doing some activity to even give your mind a direction in terms, like, towards this. Like, for example, they do Sandhya Vandanam, or even regular Anushtanam, take it for that example, where there is real lifestyle and then you do Anushtanam. All of this, anything that is related to Brahma, action you do, that is Brahmana, karma-wise. And guna-wise, the sattva dominance if you have. That's why, they say all of us are born without samskara. All we can do is through, only when we receive samskara, our mind receives samskara, is when we become certain thing. Like, for example, becoming Brahmana.
Like empty phone.
Yeah.
You put Android or iOS, that's a software that will run the phone.
Or today's example is you use, like, there is algorithm in social media. You watch something once, and all you can see is the same thing.
Same pattern.
So
follows.
watching something once is you giving information to what you are interested. So something similar. Samskaras means you telling your mind, you have to be this way. This is good for you. This is not good for you. This is good for the society, for the harmony of the society. And that samskara is given in the childhood.
Very nice.
So that is actually Brahmana.
Wow. I have too many questions, but due to lack of time, I guess, what do I say? I think we've all soaked into the world of everything that you have went searching for the journey of your life, and especially 11 plus years with these guidance seeking and you trying to preach this through Nirvana. Wish you more power, Vijayallakshmi. Thank you so much for being here. I would definitely love to see you again coming on Just Curious India. Maybe then we will talk more on the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, secrets, conquering death, practicing spirituality and all of that. So before we do that, lastly, has there been a time wherein you yourself, you were tested by life through spirituality being your anchor?
Like I said, from childhood, I don't think I know it's a part of life, but I was emotionally very vulnerable for many reasons. I'm not saying it's only me, everybody. Personally, I'm speaking. And thanks to Gurukulam, even my parents started, like, I went Gurukulam because my parents were, my father was he was a trustee in one of the Gurukulams. And he made sure I'm at least introduced to these things.
Is it possible for people to go to Gurukulas even today in India?
Like from childhood, yes. Like there are Gurukula education, like Gurukulas.
How should I search for one?
Like I studied in Maitreyi Gurukulam. It is near Mangalore.
Still operational today?
Oh yeah. And that is only for girls. There is 5 + 7 years of education. 5 years, and then if you want to continue, 7 more years. Maitreyi Gurukulam, that's for girls. They usually take after 5th standard. You have to complete, that means 10 years of age, where you have at least little ability to take care of yourselves. So that, and then similar you have for men also. For boys, there is Prabodhini Gurukulam near Hariyarpura, Sringeri, and there is in Bangalore also we have Veda Vijnana Gurukulam. These are all like of similar, same institute. All these 3 Gurukulams
How much does it cost?
Nothing. It's literally like how the olden
They don't charge
day.
money.
The donation is also not from the parents. It purely runs on the donation of society. And donation is, if it's money, then yes, it can be put to where they need. But food, the stationery, all these things, it purely runs on donation. You don't have to give any, literally you don't have to give anything. Like, all they ask you of is whatever you have taken from your Gurukula education, live by, not even try to, they're very particular about it, live by it, spread it. But not everybody can come to Gurukulam. Those who are adults, these Gurukulams cannot cater to their interest in Gurukula education. So it's the job of Gurukula students to do that. I think we are somewhere going in that direction. So it's entirely free. Even today, it's entirely free.
Is it easy after the number of years of education at Gurukulam, switching back to your college life and then wanting to come back to corporate life? You think the switch is easy and it's easily accepted?
I don't know for the world outside. I can tell personally, it is a cultural shock. Like, starting with, there is no co-education, for example, or the education that we had in Gurukulam, it's like you study basically everything there.
What do you study, like a day in Gurukulam?
Like, study is Panchamukhi Shikshana. We have Veda, Yoga, Krishi, Vijnana, Kala, Kaushala. These. In Veda, we studied Veda mantras. Yes, even in women, like Maitreyi Gurukulam, there is Upadesham happening, and then introduction into Veda, studying Vedas, Upanishads, even for women. That's how it was before, and that's what they are trying to bring back. Because a mother who is well educated in terms of samskara, in terms of dharma, can actually help the entire generation, for future generation, not just her children, to stay in the path of dharma. And I'm not even talking about the religion dharma, like what is real dharma, that. So a mother, if she herself is empowered in that aspect, then changing society is very easy. That's the concept of Maitreyi Gurukulam. Swastha Vyakti Nirmana, Swastha Samaja Nirmana is the concept. So Vedas and Sanskritam, Ayurveda, all of this was studied in under Veda. Yoga practice, and eventually towards the last we studied Yoga Sutra of Patanjali also, in terms of psychology. Krishi, basic agriculture. Although when I was there, it was not that full-fledged. Now it is full-fledged. They literally teach you how to grow your own vegetables and all. So that. And then Vijnana is where all the so-called subjects that we have today, not so-called, all the major subjects like psychology, social science, maths, science, all those things. And then Kala Kaushala is where all the arts and all. So it was not subject-wise, it was stream-wise education. So, and it was not limited to classrooms also. There were classrooms, but there were beyond that also. So, but when I came to here, it was only class, nothing else. And that was a shock in the beginning. But then I was not that, this has to be this way. I think Gurukula made me a little more flexible that way. I could easily, gel with whatever is going on without giving up what I had already studied. Because the foundation was given at such a young age, I feel like even after that, after coming into regular education, I can tell you, like, I know I drifted away from what was given, but it was only for a few years. It didn't take much time for me to realize what Gurukula has given me is what is actually helpful for me. And then that's how Nirvana started, my lifestyle improved, and the same thing we are teaching today in Nirvana also.
Have you felt divinity? Like, have you had any miracles with experience of God?
I feel like what I am today itself, if I think back, then what I am today itself is a miracle. I think many people can relate. When you are emotionally vulnerable, any small change that is against your expectation, it will want to make you kill yourself. Literally, I'm saying. A person who is emotionally vulnerable, anything and everything can disturb them to such an extent, they will stop seeing point of life. I'm not saying I tried and all, but it was always, everything was disturbing. I felt like, what is, in spite of having everything, that's the point, that's my point.
So any tips on people who are going through that today? How should they
whatever
bring themselves out?
Yeah, like whatever I've done should help at least to begin with. I
Three
didn't
things.
do like the Anushtanam of every day. I do everyday Anushtanam. Ganesha, I start with Ganesha Stotram, Sankashtanashana Ganesha Stotram, Mahalakshmi Ashtakam, and Guru Stotra, and then I do my japa. It is every day. My japa is my Ishta Devata japa either happens early in the morning or in the evening.
How to do your japa? 108 times.
Like 108 times, yeah. We take sankalpa, do pranayama, and then do japa. And I do the practice of Veda mantra also. I chant Veda mantra. I do Gayatri japa and then chant Veda mantra.
That's
time
to balance both.
I should
make time.
Yeah, I should make time.
How much time does all of this take, the routine?
The Veda mantra takes at least 1 hour because I do have to practice 1 hour. Otherwise, it's very hard to keep up with what they are teaching. And you'll keep on learning and everything behind goes away. That should not be the case because it's Shabda Brahma. So at least that's the least respect that I can give. So that part takes 1 hour at least. I give myself 1 hour for that. But then this one, 20 minutes. Sometimes I told like, especially in the evening, I have seen it happening. Not always. Sometimes I'm in the practice and I tend to lose track of time. Was I lost? I don't think I was. Like that. And the miracles, I have not seen like Neem Karoli Baba and all. No. But like I said, the changes that has happened within me, I give that credit to her. Like, she's the one who has literally held and even though I was not able to see it in the beginning, for the kind of person I was.
How long didn't you see anything? How long didn't you see anything?
I feel like it was always there and I didn't see it. No, it's not magic. Like, the kind of mind I had to where I am today, if I sit back and think, I'm like, how did that even happen? And there was a time when I was wanting something. Today I have it. So it's not like Nirvana was not my choice, for example.
So this is what you wanted?
Yeah, like, no, that's what I said. Nirvana originally was not my choice. She brought me into Nirvana, like that. So I think Nirvana is a miracle in my life because this is the way it has grown. I never wanted it. Like, I was not thinking of, my consciousness was not that expansive. I was limiting to like that. But now we are able to help so many people. It's not a small thing. And it's not from, I'm truly telling you, it was not my intention, but I am here today and that's purely because of the divine. Amazing. Because I have helped you. Now go and help others.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
I think that's life, I guess.
Yeah.
One is when you're hungry, you have to eat. Once you're full, you need to ensure the others
don't hoard.
Hunger is taken care of. Help.
Yeah.
Live, give.
Help, yeah.
Amazing. So keep going. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon again on Just Curious India.
Thank you for giving us an opportunity to do that.
Vijayallakshmi, I'm just a vessel. Like, I believe in just a bridge here.
True.
And
we all are.
Wish you the best, and until next time. Yeah, it's a tradition that I request all the guests to nominate 3 guests to be on the show.
Yeah.
And the topic that they would like to enrich and enlighten our audience with. So whom would you like to nominate?
Oh, definitely. I want to see, I think I had done this last time, Sampad Kumar Mishra. He has done a great amount of work on Sanskritam and the science related to Sanskritam. So definitely them, Sampad Kumar Mishra ji. And then I want to see J. Sai Deepak ji on this, who can talk about the real history of India, dharma, and how there are forces that are breaking us. He does it so well.
We have messaged him.
I really hope he comes here. So that, and then I also have, who else? Anybody from Ayurveda, whoever is Ayurveda. Have you had any?
We've had multiple
Ayurveda
professors and doctors coming in. Any suggestions coming in from your end who can be part of Just Curious India?
I really love to see Rujita Divakar. you're aware of?
Yep.
Yes. I don't know if she's available, so I would really love to see her.
Amazing
Because she
suggestions.
does not limit it to textbook Ayurveda.
Mhm.
She literally brings it outside into the kitchen and everything. So, and she also focuses on women health, which is very important.
Mhm.
So yes, her as well.
Yeah, so dear Vijayallakshmi, keep digging and may the divine guide you, ride you, and blind you from getting off your path of seeking.
Thank you.
So, I guess this is actually a book written by another spiritual seeker. So, for people in Karnataka and Bangalore space, we are all aware of Ravi Melwani, who is basically, he was a founder and an entrepreneur through Kids Camp. Kids Camp, Kids City, and also you see the big Shiva statue. It's on Old Airport Road, right? So he was a person behind that. Now he has gotten into path of spirituality with enlightenment, and he's given up on his identity, and now his identity is Atman in Ravi, not Ravi Melwani anymore, through which he's again a seeker. So writer has written more than 90 books. So here I'm giving you a book written by him. It's called Give Before You're Gone. So I'm sure this will
That's beautiful.
guide you with some perspectives of all the seekers the world has seen.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, one for the soul. This is for your mind, a happy ball.
Thank you. Thank you.
And before the tummy growls, something for the tongue and the tummy as well. I am like, so this is something from Polar Bear. That's a ice cream box for you, like Sunday Love. 2
Thank
tubs.
you.
So there you go, Polar Bear, the ice cream Sunday zone. So I guess today's episode has given us a deep understanding into Vedas, mantras, understanding the anatomy and the energies around how to coexist. There's a lot that the science can't prove, but skeptics might coin it pseudoscience. I would always say,
Explore.
it's
Yeah,
exploring,
or no harm in
exploration
it.
that will give you the answer. Otherwise, there are 2 heaps of white particles kept. Will look similar. One can be sugar, one can be salt. Only the tongue can tell you the difference. So it's the
very true.
experience that'll always make you give in to ideologies, theories. So until next time, continue to stay curious. How are you going to stay curious? Of course, feed your mind with great thoughts. How will you do it? Read good, listen to good things, which is going to enrich your journey, and learn. Give in to the concepts of unknown. And today, I think we have tried digging a lot of what she knows, what we don't know, and that's the bridge podcast like Just Curious India. Do let us know in the comment section as to what were your aha moments, what shocked you, what surprised you, what provoked you, and what is something that you're going to take back home, take back to your life and explore and experiment with. And also your guest suggestions as to whom would you like to see on the hot seat. Until next time, this is your Rapid Rashmi signing out of Just Curious India with one and only Vijayallakshmi. Thank you so much, Vijayallakshmi.
Thank you.
Wish you more light, more power, and more to seek.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you.